So what you're looking at right now is called a pin toy, which we displace using an object to create pin art. For example, we can take an object like a hand, use this as our displacer, and convert it into a texture which will push up our pins. So this sweeping animation gives us this result, this animation gives this, and this simple animation creates this output. And if you're lazy and don't want to create these animations in the first place, we'll go over how to convert your Blender scene into depth information, which you can use to drive the pin art. So grab a camera, grab a seat, and grab the newest version of Blender so you too can forget this was supposed to be a tutorial about fractals in 3, 2, 1. So assuming you already have your animation ready, just open up Blender, abrogate the default cube, and replace it with the plane with the same aspect ratio as your animation. Now we need to make the metal pins for our board, and to do that just add in a cylinder at a low vertex count, resize it to be pin shaped, and add a bit of a bevel at the top to round the mesh out. And once you're done with this modeling, I'm begging you to select the plane, set the parent mode to object, and in the object tab go to instancing and toggle over to vertices and disable render instancer. This way we get a pin at every vertex of the plane which moves with deformation, and we can start adding in more pins to form a dense grid. To do this, you can either subdivide the plane to add in some extra geometry, or instead just add in some horizontal and vertical loop cuts. Finally, to make everything fit together, just go into edit mode for our cylinder and scale everything up until the pins are barely touching. And now that we have our network of parented objects, we want to drive our motion with some displacement. And to do this, we can just go into the modifiers tab, add in a displace modifier with a mid-level set to 0, and create a new texture which will drive our deformation. And now to load our animation into this texture, we're going to head over to the textures tab, and for the image source, open up the file browser to locate your image sequence. And at this point, everything should be working correctly with the displacement, which means we can kick back, grab a snack, and open up the shading workspace to add a material to our pins with a metallic value of 1 and the roughness set fairly low. And bam, you've made yourself some pin art like this, this, and this. If instead you have a scene in Blender that you want to convert into pin art, you're going to need to place a camera above it facing down, go to the render tab under color space and set the view transform to standard, and render out the first frame of the animation. Now head over to the compositing workspace with nodes enabled so we can add in a viewer node displaying our depth information. And right now this is just going to look white since we're dealing with really big numbers, so we need to remap this to get a usable image. One way to do this is by adding in a normalize node, which works fine for a single frame but has some issues with animation. So instead what we're going to do is add in a map range node and play with the min and max values until we get a similar result, and then just flip the output value so the foreground is brighter and the background is darker. And what this node basically does is convert a custom input range into a 0 to 1 output range, which in our case we inverted, and this image is exactly what we want. Now finally hook this up to the output node, pick some render settings that you like, and render out the animation. And there you go, another acne-inducing beginner-friendly tutorial to spread on your toast. I've been CGMatter, you've been you, bye-bye. So as someone uses Blender, you're gonna go on the internet all the time to download textures, read different artist forums, and buy Blender scripts and add-ons. And this means you need to remember tons of passwords and credit card information, which is inconvenient and makes the internet a boring, sad, and devastating place to be in. But luckily our sponsor for this video, Dashlane, provides a service for both mobile and desktop, which not only autofills this information, but can also generate secure passwords, which you want to be using if your passwords currently look like this, this, or this. And Dashlane won't be able to see any of your passwords, meaning they have complete control, and the platform is also ad-free, doesn't trick you into subscribing, and doesn't require a credit card on sign-up. Dashlane is hugely popular, having a top-rated iOS app on the App Store, and we haven't even gone to the best part yet. With Dashlane Premium, you're also getting a built-in VPN to protect your online activity and dark web monitoring to protect you from data breaches and other things that happen in the corners of the internet. So while you can certainly use Dashlane for free, the premium version has all those extra benefits. And if this is something you're interested in, just go to the link in the description and try 30 days of premium free of charge with no credit card details required. That's right, 30 days of premium, no credit cards, and all this by using the link in the description. And when your 30 days are up, you can use the promo code CGMatter to save 10% on premium. So what are you waiting for? Go use the link in the description to start using Dashlane Premium, use the promo code CGMatter to get 10% off when the time comes, and help support my glorious tutorial channel. Other than that, once again, I've been CGMatter, you've been you, bye-bye.